with my Polish campaign coming slowly to the end, I decided to start a second, hopefully long campaign, at least 3-4 episodes. And I'll be covering a game aspect that I didn't really touch much before, which is colonization. Perfect candidate for this will be Portugal, where it's obviously a great nation with plenty of content, 60 dynamic historical events and 15 various bonuses that will be helping me out to efficiently colonize. Obviously this patch is gonna be a bit tougher than some of the old patches, because Castile is really aggressive towards you, but maybe I'm just gonna kill them myself. We will see, but definitely I do plan to explore colonization more, explore the exploration, and at one point move my capital to the new world and build a giga empire for the entire continent. Fasten your seatbelts, as that should be a hell of a ride. Big shout out for the sponsor of this video. I do love this kind of sponsorships. Glorious, which is a producer of the gaming keyboards, especially the mechanical keyboards that are very customizable, but also ultralight mouses and various accessories for your PC. You know, I've been using the same keyboard for about 6 years and the same mouse for probably like 15 years, so I wasn't expecting to be easy to switch, but these are actually super high quality, and I even enjoyed the keyboard itself much more. It's much quieter, and the mouse, while it looks and works pretty much the same as my previous mouse, it's like twice lighter. So actually, for someone that is pretty much sitting in front of the computer for a big chunk of a day, not only for YouTube but also for my full-time job, this is an actual lifesaver. Make sure to check links in the video description and a pinned comment, as we will be having various offers for people from Poland and all around the globe. Let's look around. First of all, we gotta go and release subjects because, check. Proximity is terrible, especially in here, so if you look at the province map mode, this and this have to be released as the subjects. So you're gonna go, create subjects, custom, you're gonna be a fiefdom, and you're gonna be a vassal, just to spread between these two the potential impact on the loyalty. How about the third one? Also terrible, let's release one more fiefdom. This way you're gonna take the best out of this area, because look, this guy's proximity, this guy's proximity, and this guy's proximity are gonna be so much better than mine. We do start with a navy, which is a cog, 2 Iberian caravels, should be pretty good in spreading the maritime presence, and also Catalan galley. Let's actually see navies, build ships. So the Catalan galley has hull size, while the Iberian caravel has also cannons and crew size. The cabinet members, you know, I want to maximize the amount of the levies just in case I have to fight Castile and declare on me. That's why one of these two guys is gonna be purely focused on encouraging migration to Lisbon, because I will have full control here. That's gonna be easier to increase amount of our levies. We also do start with an army. I can put someone from the crown there. So let's put our heir. While on the navy, I'm gonna put my ruler. Both are gonna help me increase the crown power, 25% each, but having a ruler as admiral, you'll see, is gonna put us towards naval, which we do want. Then I'm gonna also stop paying for the army, which is gonna speed it up even farther, because I'm not paying for the army and I'm paying for the navy. The navy, of course, will be spreading the maritime presence. If you look at the natural harbors, you'll see that Lisbon is the perfect harbor, so it's gonna help me a lot spreading the maritime presence efficiently. I have to pick up rivals. I really don't want to rival any of these three, because these are more potential allies. So let's rival Morocco, let's rival Tlemcen, and let's rival Tunis. I don't plan to expand there. And let's see what are our chances of allying any of these three. You see, Castile They desire our land. They have to really tweak it so the AIs also don't kill Portugal. Aragon should be much better, but not day one. I have to improve the relations, so let me do that. How about the defensive league? Not there. And Navarre is, I think, likely to ally us day one. Navarre is not that bad. They should have some levies, so me, Aragon, Navarre might have a chance versus Castile alone. The other cabinet member will be focusing on increasing our legitimacy. We'll be having plenty to increase, especially once I take the privileges, and I just put whoever I can on these positions. Now with this done, let's take a look at our privileges and guarantee forms. So see, we start with the Portuguese monarchy, which is tax efficiency, sailors and navy maintenance. Amazing. And feudal nobility, which gives loyalty of subjects and noble estate satisfaction. That's gonna be definitely helpful. Traditional economy, not so much. I don't think I see anything else that is unique here for Portugal, so that should be alright. Let me now focus on taking privileges that give me as much loyalty as possible, as little influence as possible, and possibly associated values that are helpful. Like, for example, this with a lot of loyalty, a little influence, but definitely also the going towards naval bonus. From clergy, you can take the agenda impact and efficiency of the cabinet. From burghers, I actually want to get a bit more like building costs. Like, definitely burghers have a lot of privileges that match the criteria I was mentioning. Market attraction will be also of use, just I don't want to go below 30 legitimacy, so I have a few more to be given. Maritime presence, 100%, but also tax efficiency and the monthly development. That's it for now. We are at 30. That should allow us to just better tax our estates while keeping the loyalty. I might need to give a privilege to burghers a bit later. From trading, let me unautomate it. I'll try already clicking some of these very profitable ones, but we can be sure that after a month tick, I'll have to do this again because the prices will start changing. Now with the costs, let's see, we're paying far too much on the forts, but I need to keep as many forts as possible just in case I get attacked by Castile. So let's see the fort system. I don't need this two at the same time. So how about we remove that one here? And I don't need this two at the same time. So how about we remove that one here? And of course, stop paying for them to maximize money. I don't have to pay for the diplomacy, at least not much. And pay max for both stability and the court. Now the money that I still have, I will definitely invest it into... Let's start with RGOs. With further investing later. Now, for the research, I'll of course have a few to be taking Age of Traditions. There's just nothing really unique to focus on here. That's gonna be helpful. So how about we take monthly diplomats, we take institution growth, and just some general bonuses that we are having around here. And Castile rivaled us, so I cannot count on an alliance. And how about France long term? I have to get stronger. Actually, most of the trades are still here, so I'm making money, but yeah, the trade in during the first few months are gonna be adjusting, so if you even make money day one on some trades, it might change after a few months. Yep, you see, just after a few months, these are giving way less money, and most of the others are not even profitable anymore. So because I'm too lazy about updating it every single month right now, I'm gonna go ahead and just turn on the automation before I can do anything really useful. Obviously on this patch the decentralization is heavily boosted, so obviously satisfaction, equilibrium and the loyalty of subjects are gonna be of huge help. I should definitely also use the diplomats to start improving relations with the subjects. First dynamic historical event is about transferring University of Coimbra, and I'll go for the one that gives me decentralization, since it's anyway the meta. Now definitely, since I'm transferring all the population, as much as population as possible to Lisbon, I'll definitely also already invest there into a hospital. There we go, alliance offer. definitely have a higher chance of surviving with the three of us. Especially that Castile does not have allies. And the at war with Morocco. Could even consider attacking them, but I don't think that's a good idea. Just also seeing my theory. Of course, the levies decreased to what I showed you initially because I gave away these locations. Now it's already at 13.6 thousand. And I'll be steadily increasing that up until, obviously, Black Death. The parliaments, especially the area ones, will be looking for anything interesting, like, for example, going towards naval. So let's definitely go for that. And possibilities also to... That one is actually not that bad. And possibilities to go and change some of the laws. So the distribution of power, I can go for the more crown power and more taxation, especially that I'm below the threshold of the taxation for some of the estates. How's our crown? You see, it's not bad, thanks to the admiral and general. We do also have to see if I can get it back to 50%. I don't know to like change all the policies. That's for sure a no-no. Can also simply see what's profitable in the location when I'm pushing so many people. That's gonna be an absolute base of our economy. And look that this Carpenters Guild is gonna give us a lot of money. Same as the Distillers Guild. I assume our small Lisbon market is having some demand for this. And you know, this subject is not only more control, more production for the market, and want more goods for the market in general, but also obviously some diplomacy income. With full legitimacy now making 11 a month, so wherever I can, I'll be investing into Lisbon as buildings. The first age bonus is gonna be military focus, just to survive Castile in the current patch. And this is because it's giving us a few bonuses to levies. See, levy recovery, levy combat efficiency, non-cartel levy size in general. Looking at the goods around, I'm just thinking if we should give any good roads. I mean, this is gonna get good proximity from maritime, so it's here, and there's nothing really that super strong inside land. But I will be building roads at least for the locations next by. So at least these two, probably going between these two locations is through land anyway, not through the sea, because the port is over here. So I'll be building some small roads just to maximize that. Oh yeah, the horses are in Mora. Yeah, so definitely we need a road between the two. Unfortunately, there was some outbreak in Lisbon, so my levies decreased over time. And it keeps getting outbreaks. Here goes another one. I definitely want to invest into a royal garden as soon as possible, because it's 0.20 monthly diplomats. It will mean I'll not have to spend anything on the diplomats from this tab and be having resources to improve relations. Like I want to start improving with France. The extra money that I'm having, I should also invest into a slightly bigger navy. And looking at all of them, it seems like the Iberian Caravel is giving the most of maritime presence to us, and it's also in general very strong. You see, I could start some of explorations, but it costs 10 a month, so I need to scale our economy first before I invest into that. Curia excommunicated Aragon. They also expanded into Italy, and with the next Cortes, well, just start with something that gives you the most of the support and see if we can change another law. The maritime law, we could change it to give me even more progress towards naval. So the limit here is gonna be farther. The road to Mura, you see the proximity is gonna increase from 65 and control from 64 to 83 and 78 respectively. I should honestly also turn Torres Vedras into a town. It has lots of population. The trade good is not the best, and it's just next to our capital, so the control is gonna be very high here. Did they change the base cost of towns? Wasn't it 300 in the previous patch? As usual in Europe, just before the Black Death. I mean, Black Death is there, but not is here yet. Of course, smallpox has to appear. I don't know why, but Castile's at war with Aragon And I wasn't called into that war. This is extremely bad news for us. And here goes Black Death in our country. The fact that I'm having like migration to Lisbon helps, right? Because I've got the resistance building there, but it's not giving that much. I could do segregate the infected to get additional 15% resistance across the whole country. Or I could expel the sick, which allows me to build a pest house that gives 30% resistance. How much does it cost? Only cost 50. Let's do this, because you cannot do both, you have to choose one of the two. And let's build it in highly populated locations, especially ones that will have high control, because we have from maritime or around the capital. And King Alf also died. Let's keep Lisbon as our capital, and I can create a royal pantheon for him. This gives me prestige and legitimacy that I don't need, or lose this too. That's what I'm gonna do. And I will stop the migration to Lisboa now that the Black Death is starting, and instead how about we bring back the stability. To be honest, I think with like more evenly spread population that we're having, segregate the infected would be much better, because it gives maybe less of resistance but to all of the locations. But I did beat the houses in like a third of the country. Anyway, the Black Death is gone from the country. We've lost 350,000, which is less than 40%. How is Castile looking on that comparison? They are still having a lot of people, but I think they've dropped from like 5 million to just 3.1, and they're down to 20,000 levies. I'm down to 8,000. Promote urbanization is creating a town for free. It's in Tomar, it doesn't have much of populations. I'm not gonna turn it into a town, as we want to keep that population growth modifier here for being a rural settlement. So instead, let's just go for expand farming cost. And the naval support is a must-have. So Castile wants to still lever das Cantigas from us. No way it's gonna happen, you guys. Unless you want to ally me. But they hate me even more, so no way. Can take care of the Age of Renaissance advances now. Over here, not really sure what I want to focus on. We could go for the peasant levy and army morale, army initiative, and also the army bonuses on this side of the tree. There'll be exploration bonuses also to be unlocked in this part of the tree, which is the banking one. That's why I'm not gonna go too much into the default tree, as we want to embrace banking as soon as it's not gonna cost millions. I think we should work a bit manually to get the banking done. Let's take a look. Banking. So we should ideally try importing stuff from Genoa and Naples and Venezia, if we can. So let's go to trading. Let's turn off the automations. Why, this is all here. So what do these guys have? A lot. Can we get some marble and cloth? Is that gonna be worth it? Oh, let's do that. I'm ready to lose money on these trades, because I'm not earning much anyway on the other trades. If that brings me the institution, that's what I do. So see, now I have strong trades from all these free markets that have the institution. And let's see if it's gonna increase. 0.02, 0.02, 0.04. Yes, 0.12, 0.12, 0.21, and yeah, I might be losing money from trading now. But it has to be done to get the institution faster. Look how they massacred Aragon. With max stability, I will be focusing on developing the capital province. And once I get to max naval, I can probably get more people towards Lisboa. One of the things that helps with institution growth is library. Let me build it in the capital. And so is the universities, which I did not unlock yet. Castile is destroying Morocco now. I'm really next soon. Civil library, the institution is cruising much faster now. Now being at max with naval and steadily improving our maritime presence. Looked at the proximity is even better than at the start. And so is the control that we are spreading. Did England win with France? And they're also expanding into the lowlands. Of course, Lisbon earthquake, 60,000. And of this, maybe it's not the best idea when you play Portugal. Told you I didn't play this really. It's not the best idea to encourage migration to Portugal, to Lisboa. Looks like there's a pushback. No, I thought it's Morocco, Castile, but it's just Granada. But look, Granada actually received these locations back. It must have been Morocco beating Castile to do that. Or maybe it's just rebels. But in any case, Castile is not that easy for war for them. They have 7,000 of levies. So if you declared with Navarre, I would have a chance. I just don't have a CB. I would have to use the parliament to do that. Look, if not me, it's them, right? That's gonna attack. I need to use a moment of their weakness. If I knew, I would ask for the larger levies instead. I think I could do this. Look, we create a casus belli. Let's do whatever. And can we also ask for larger levies? With this too, it's not gonna be 50. YOLO. Just declare that war. Did I call in Navarre? I did. Let's... Where's the 300 people? Did they all die from that standing army I had? Looks like it. Let's make sure that the subjects do attach to us. So we have a bigger combined power. See, there will be plenty of armies coming from them. I might have chosen good casus belli, I think. Santiago de Compostela. It has a fort. I thought I chose a location. If I went for this, that would be like easy war goal. It should be fine. Okay, these guys don't care, but these guys care. And this guy is care. Okay, so I have a fairly big stack. See, we're using the fact that they've lost more to Black Death. And they are too aggressive, so they've lost really a lot of the levies in the last few years. Besides steadily sieging them, I also want to fight battles, since I have the bumpers advantage. See, there's their stack, so I'm just steadily sieging. So not going too aggressively, as I might have issues with food otherwise. They're sieging a location that is a +2 bonus for us and has a fort. I think that's gonna be a massacre and plenty of war score for us. So just look at this. Live action massacre about to happen. Yes. There's not gonna be much of their army left after this. Yeah, I can now even split on 2 stacks, and one of them that has these guys attached will keep carpet sieging. And the other one, without the attached people, is gonna go and get the war goal. You know, it's not only me winning this war, but it's also supporting Granada to survive. One thing I definitely don't want to do is to wipe their armies, because then they're likely to recover a big chunk of it. Okay, they fixed that, because that was an issue of previous patches, that when you wiped, AI could actually recreate the army. They can't, and if they're gone, they are gone. Beautiful for us. I'm about to be able to piece them out, which is fucked up, because I got caught by their navy that actually did beat me. I'm not sure why, honestly, because it seems to be just transport ships. To be honest, because I could piece them out already, for whatever I want. And you see, I want to take over their trade in Sevilla and borders to it, as well as Galicia. But I will not peace out, because we want to make sure that they get devastation in their location, so they don't even think about attacking me after the truce. And yeah, I can confirm Granada is the rebellion war. Now I'm getting peace imminent, but that's in 2.5 years. Until then, enjoy your devastation. I got them richly fully occupied. Let's look at this. That's what I love to see. It's gonna make them weaker for a while. It's definitely not take money, but just as many locations as I can. I don't think I want to get a border with Morocco, so I'm not gonna take this. But I can take some single locations here in the borders, so just I can fit also existing subjects with this. Okay? That's just perfect. Well, let's look at the province map mode. I want to keep both this and this in my own hands. This two will be subjects, and this will be given to subjects. I'll be able to spread here and here control very easily via maritime, while I want to keep ownership of the civil trade, now fucking up Castile even more. Now, this looks better. And can improve cultural opinion, surely, Mr. Galician. Who of these are disloyal? Not so many. Do they have a modifier for strength already? No, it's just from the events. I just have to improve relations now. The natural harbor in Lisbon is so strong that even without a present navy here, you see I'm keeping it at 100. Should definitely also join the order of the St. George, because it's gonna give us more prestige, military ability, and diplomatic reputation. Now our capital has both banking and professional armies. Renaissance is coming, and the instructions are spreading to the other locations. They're spreading fast, so that's great news. I want to also get it in Sevilla. You see, now it costs 40 stability, but I need also a higher percentage. I don't need to do the stupid trades anymore though, so let's simply cancel this and let it automate again. Great building in early game when you don't have that many people yet is a settlement. Settlement can be built in rural locations that have, if you look here, less than 5% of the current population capacity used, and it will stay there until you reach 10%. So for example, in case of this location, it will stay until it has 34,000 people. And then on top of that, because this location has less than 10,000 population, it is getting abundant free land, which is up to 1.5% population growth. So this combined with settlement should give me insane amount of the population growth here, percentage-wise, because of course in total numbers it's not gonna be much. And settlement, I forgot to say, it gives you another 1%. So you see it's 1.72%. And soon with the settlement finished, we go to 2.72, at least for a while, right? Until this is reaching 10,000 of people. But you're making a lot of money. It's still not a moment to start exploration. I might even wait for this 8 bonuses for exploring. So don't need to waste money now. Why I can't even get to the new world. I'll be also building roads towards land, especially, you know, between these two locations like here. Just to maximize the control. And you see the proximity is really good. We'll be getting it all at least yellow. Before I invest more into the roads, I should decrease the price of the lumber and sand though. We already have the masonry in the lowest number. That's unfortunate, but our ruler died before even the heir was old enough. It's close by. Just have to wait a few more years. That's gonna be my advantage in case Castile wants to fight all the subjects, because besides my 9,000 of levies, the subjects will be bringing another like what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Double my troops. We'll be having 18,000 together, while Castile right now is at 14,000. You see, they are recovering. New king stats could be better, but it's not bad. I was investing into his education, and I think an heir is simply our brother. I'll definitely have to give a lot of marriages now to our family to embrace it, so we also have anyone from the crown to get into the cabinet. Definitely I should join the order of the chivalry, but you see you have to wait a few years. Yeah, that's much better discounts now, which is gonna help build a bit more. Now you're talking. All of these goods are at the minimum price, so I'm getting maximum discounts. So instead of 60, 30 road cost me 42. I will see on my roads map that we are going inside the continent, and so is our proximity. Navarra actually calls me to the war with Catalonia. Are you out of your mind? I would join, but I'm not doing anything in that war. Another building that I'll be focusing on for the rural locations to increase the population faster are market villages, which gives local food capacity, but also trade advantage and trade capacity, as well as market access for us. So it's not just the food bonuses. You know, it technically gives power to peasants, but they don't have any power anyway. I'll be also getting some farming villages, which gives even more food capacity, but also food production, and they produce food themselves, livestock. It's time to embrace banking. That's 30 for stability, but that's an absolute worth because I was running out of stuff that I wanted to take in. Here we want to prioritize exploration bonuses, like Pursue the Waves. That is the Portuguese one. Also naval and colonial range, ship repair at sea for sure, docks, maritime presence, entry port. Pop promotion speed is also extremely useful to get more laborers. We can also get this free. That's it for now. Oh, exploration preparation time modifier as well. You see in that trade and the fact that I took over Sevilla from Castile, look how many institutions we have and how bad it is for Castile compared to us. Oh wow guys, we've got Timurids in Europe. Ottomans are expanding nicely, but they didn't get the Constantinople yet. Okay, with this advance taken, I think it's time to save money for our first ever exploration of the Azure Sea. I need 100 tickets for that. Oh no, we should start with Micronesia. Sea preparation is gonna take 270 days. And then the exploration itself should be less than 3 years. Does that mean it has to be my only exploration? Well, it's gonna cost 10 a month, so there's no need to overspend. Let's just keep investing in the meantime. Especially that we fit 100 of base tax already. And look at that updated proximity map. Isn't that perfect? With Ghost, Madeira is now discovered. Not the islands themselves though, so... Yeah, now explore the Canary Islands. This one is gonna take 6 years though. Yeah, it's early age, so that's gonna take ages. As expected, we just keep scaling in the meantime and increasing our population. My proximity being strong, I'm gonna start annexing La Coruña and then later Beira Baixa, because if I declare war on Castile again, there were new subjects to be created. I think I'm rich enough now to do 2 explorations at the same time, especially that doesn't cost 10, but rather 7.6. So let's start exploration of Micronesia. There goes Canary Islands discovered. Time to create a colony charter here. I think it's for all of these islands at the same time. And it's, you can't see it much, but it's 42 people every month going there. My daughter is goddamn good. She was a prodigy. Look at these stats. I'll grant her a cabinet right and make sure that she's in the cabinet. Looks like Castile is losing to Morocco. That's definitely, again, great moment to strike. They already have less levies than I do anyway, so that should be an easy war again. With Castile, I'm continuing good borders, so I'm gonna feed further my subjects. There is probably a new one here, and another one here, and maybe one here. So probably I want later this and this for myself, but for now it's gonna take ages to integrate, so it's just better to release subjects and then annex them. Now, the borders are actually pretty well. How are the Ottomans doing? Oh, I think that might be their end. They got Constantinople and 13,000 levies, but so what if Mamluks with 50,000 attacked them? I don't like how he Iceland dispatch Portugal or the Balkans. I think that's a bit too much. Timor is really a lot of subjects here on the other hand. For Renaissance, let's definitely do get a reform and a cabinet seat. But then raw materials output is gonna be very useful. Universities, education of the masses, crown power, chancellor level, all of this are culture's capacity are definitely of use. Not many bonuses as you see in this age for the colonization. I should definitely, as a next step, focus on getting armories to boost my production. So I'm getting more towns where there's a decent amount of population and I can nicely spread control. Gonna further boost it with temples that gives additional 5% control, and of course that also unlock us some other city buildings, including libraries. I was mentioning Chancery level 2, let's just get it on level 1 first for the efficiency of the cabinet, but also plenty of demand for the market. Same for the Royal Court, which is additional, again, efficiency of the cabinet and crown power. You know, the amount of the stuff that I'm producing in the market, it also does convert into increasing trading. Yeah, there's also definitely too much of expansion in HRE, like England going that deep. It was nice to see them going to lowlands, but here might be too much. That extra guarantee form is definitely harbor administration, requires you to be 50 towards naval, that's why I'm also focusing on that. And this is gonna give me proximity cost through port, and also all of the coastal locations are gonna get development growth. And I'm gonna get monthly progress to naval. Does it mean I can get even farther to naval? I don't think I'll be able to, yeah. Only through events and parliament. Sevilla rebelled, which is actually not that bad news because I can shorten my truce with Castile, even take stuff from Castile if I want. Or just click Annex Revolter here. And I can use that war to take yet another locations from Castile, which is good. Cutting them more from Morocco in the future. Here's our new proximity with that naval law being introduced. And the control is really also following nicely. Anyway, I think this is where we're gonna finish. This is a map of Europe. Ottomans are still alive, but probably not for long. Timurs are even in Persia and India. That must be really one big scary Timur. But so far so good. Great borders, this is our economy. You're number 21 great power. And let me show you a few map modes. That's our proximity, control, markets, location ranks, and already colonizing. Of course, next episode is gonna be very important. I want to play this campaign long to move everything to the new world, to Brazil, and become number 1 great power. I guess that's gonna be at least 3, if not 4, and even more episodes if I have enough fun. So far I have plenty of fun, and if you're also having fun, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to get notified about part 2.